Ruchim Abayim, Mazel Tov, to each and every one of us sitting here. The Chsanim of the Rebbe's Takana, Chassidim, that filled their days and nights in interesting hours to fulfill the Rebbe's Takana and learn the Yad HaChazaka of Rambam. We have a very, very special program, and I myself looking forward to hear. And I don't know how many of us know that the Takana of the Rambam, even though we know that the Rebbe, that the Rebbe was learning Rambam before the Takana began, before the Rebbe began the Takana himself. They say if you plan back, you look at the Moeder Shir backwards, you'll find that the Rebbe already years before was learning Al Seder and was making mention in bringing the Rambam. But not many know that the Rebbe, and we can't tell now, it's Muslim, but we know that the Rebbe, the Gabi, many things always said the Rebbe, the Shver of occupying the Rebbe, the Shver and stuff, the Rebbe blamed things on other people. That Takanas Rambam, the Rebbe attributed a little bit to grassroots Chassidim, and we're going to hear a little bit of background, and then I'm sure you'll be able to follow along and expand on the fact that it really began. The Rebbe at least made reference to the fact that it began through Chassidim. So we're going to hear from Rav Lezer Achsen, Bezras Hashem. And I just want to begin with a thought that I think we should all, while we're celebrating with the Sudas Mitzvah, I think two Nakudas that came to mind when I was on the way here. And one is that we all know, those that remember by the Rebbe's Fagranian, and this was this was the Pumbi. The Rebbe gave a bottle of mashket for every Siyum. The Rebbe gave for a Siyum of every set of halachas. Kol Shkein HaSefer. So we find ourselves now by an event where there's Ushpanka de Malka. The Rebbe would give a bottle of l'chaim to be distributed for each and every one of us. And without a suffix and sex taken, this obviously, this hashpah and this simcha exists by the Rebbe now as well. And the Rebbe is giving us this hashpah. So first of all, I want to be mechaved everyone to say l'chaim. We have enough l'chaim. But I would say that we have to be mishgeitzu tzazah simcha, a celebration of completing the whole Sefer Rambam, aside from the Limud HaTevish, there's a pashit, to know that we find ourselves by a ma'amad, by a event where the Rebbe's miyaker, each and every one of us are completion of the Sefer, and the Rebbe's mishativ in such a simcha.
So pack a bag.
So to begin the event and give us a little bit of background before we get to the Siyum and the Aschala. I want to be mechabed.
I don't know, 9:30.
This event and behind many unbelievable initiatives that happen, not just for his kehillah, for the entire community at large, and actually pulls together the smaller communities, as well as many of the projects similar to today and previous events that are here to cater and boost. And wherever there's a blind spot, he's there to fill in. Rav Lezer Achsen, b'vakasha.
Really, I shouldn't be here tonight because the event was not my initiative of learning Rambam. What happened is, like Rabbi Yosef said, the Rebbe had a kavana, but then there's Das Tachtin, there's Das Elyon, and sometimes the Rebbe is waiting for someone to do it. You know that the Rebbe said many times that before he comes out with a pool or with an initiative, with a mitzvah, he's mishayat himself whether Hasidim will do 50% of what he expects. And if he doesn't think so, he won't do it. But there's other things where the Rebbe said, that if the Alter Rebbe or the Tzemach Tzedek didn't do it, so who is he to start an initiative, such as Birchas Kohanim every day or Shabbos that the Rebbe really wanted. In the beginning of the Rambam, the Rebbe spoke a Sikha, Chov Kislev, Parshas Vayeshev, Chov Shindal Bnei. The Rebbe spoke about over there about the Makabel, Tzadikim, why it's important. You can find all of this in one of the two shuras that we printed tonight, where we brought down the Sikha. And then after speaking about the Makabel, Tzadikim, the Rebbe spoke about the Indian of learning Rambam. Now something very interesting happened, which nobody understands still today. One of the shluchim who was with us in Morocco in our Kutza was Rav Zalman Blumenfeld. Zalman Blumenfeld is very shliach in Lima, Peru. He's the head shliach of Peru. Before leaving to shlichus, he ordered a subscription to Vad Anochas Atmimin, to the Yiddish Anochas, to get it in Morocco. And obviously the Rebbe spoke Parshas Vayeshev, and about a month or so later, maybe 5 weeks later, we received the Hanocha in Morocco. And we learned it all together. We learned the Hanocha, and we understood that there's something going on over here that the Rebbe perhaps is alluding to and would want to see happen. And because the Rambam is from Morocco, the Rambam lived in Morocco, so we thought that this would be a Gevaldik idea, since the Rebbe was speaking about Vayukas Kislev, about Chanukas Hashas. We thought it would be a great idea to do a Chanukas HaRambam. And we quickly opened up Rambam, and we counted halachas. We found the Pegim halachas. Today everyone knows it's Pegim halachas. Today everyone knows that if you learn 3 parak a day, you can do it in 11 months. If you do 1 parak a day, it will take you 2.5 years. But those days, not everybody was such a bucky in Rambam, and we didn't know. So we took it out and we counted, and we made a list, handwritten, how many prakim are in each halacha, so that when we go to people to ask them to take halacha, they're going to say, oh, how many prakim is it? Just like if someone takes from the Sefer Shlayis, they want to know how much they have to learn.
Oh,
So
you have the,
obviously as the buffer.
thing to fill the tire?
We took
How do I fill
upon
the tire?
ourselves as a kutza, besides what each
Use the
bucket
compressor?
individually, we took halachas of shlichus as a kutza, and each one took their own separate thing. And you can see the full breakdown in the
Check
door
how much.
that we gave to the Rebbe.
How many pounds do I need in each
Sure.
tire? 35 in the front,
Every single
33 in the
person
back.
who took what.
Yes, PSI.
But
Go here.
before we started the
I go
kutza,
all over the top.
we had a forbidden between the buffers.
In the back, PSI.
And we
The
thought it was
compressor
a great
works.
idea. So
Yeah,
we wanted
sort of
to
wood
get
underneath it. So
Rahul involved in it.
if I reinforce it, you can.
So we went to Leber Rastan who was Mashpia Yeshiva, head of the Tarasta, and he looked at his Anoch, he had bought Anoch Slahak. And he looked at his Anoch, and in his Anoch, there's no mention about the Rambam for some reason, which I don't understand till today. I don't know. Maybe after this event, we'll start getting feedback, and people will start talking about it. But in Bad Anoch Slahak, there was no mention of Rambam. There's maybe the Kabbalah, and I'm speaking. There was nothing about the Rambam. But Leber Rastan said, you know what? Saglai Chazak, why not? The Rambam is from Morocco. The Rebbe speaks about the Rambam. It's right after this Kislev. You want to do it? Adarabba, let's go for it. So we spoke to my uncle, the Shlomo Matzav al-Vashol, who was the head shliach, in charge of the yeshiva. And at that point, he was also our yeshiva because of the Belano. The Belano was only with us the first month. And we started the campaign. We asked for the Edelman, the Shlomo al-Vashol, who was the head of the Kollel. So all the Klei Kodesh, all of the people who learned, all of the Torah in the city, basically learned by the Kollel of the Edelman. So this way we were able to get everyone involved, because otherwise between 8 buffers we weren't going to finish the whole Rambam. And we sent out a letter to everyone, and we got them to sign, and we told them that we're going to make a big Siyum on Yud Aleph Nisan of that year, which is the birthday of the Rebbe, as a matana to the Rebbe, and the Slichus to the Yenoledes of the Rambam, which is Yud Aleph Nisan 2 days later. And we're going to do this. For whatever reason, until today, we're not sure what happened. We just got too busy. or we didn't have the means to organize it. The Siyum in Morocco never happened that year. It only happened the following year after our Kutza had already left Shlichus. And there was a third Kutza in Morocco. Then Rabbi Leverasmo Lashon took the Bochrim and made there, and they went to Fez, to the home of the Rambam in Fez, Morocco, and they did the Siyum over there. But in our year, it didn't happen. But what's interesting is on Yud Aleph Nisan, by the Farbrengen, the Rebbe made a hadron on the Rambam, which means that the Rebbe knew that this is something that we said we're going to do, and the Rebbe was being started with us. And it's interesting that in the Farbrengen of Achim Shopesach, where the Rebbe finally spoke about the Rambam, the Rebbe said that he always wanted to initiate the Rambam, but the Rambam cannot be compared to Shas. Shas, you don't have to learn Al Seder. Shas doesn't go the Shitose. You can learn any Gemara, it's not the Shitose. But the Rambam is Kol HaTorah Kula. The Rambam is the Shitose. And if you don't learn Rambam from the beginning till the end, if you learn something in the middle and you don't know the Rambam Shita, you're going to have questions. Why does the Rambam pass in a certain way? Therefore, you have to learn the whole thing. So the Rebbe said he always wanted to do it until a Kutza of Yidden in North Africa. The Rebbe didn't even refer to us as the Amir Yashur. The Rebbe considered us part of the Yidden of North Africa. That's what we were. That was our Makom HaShlichus. The Rebbe said until a Kutza of Yidden in North Africa took an initiative upon themselves and they made a Kutza Rambam and Kavanosim and Tzui and all the Rishenis that the Rebbe gave. But then the Rebbe said it was Matziyah that the Rambam should be learned Al Pi Seder and three Brachma a day, or one parak a day, and right after Kosher Bracha, this was Achim Shepesach, followed by Kosher Bracha. After Kosher Bracha, I went up to Maskiris. I ran home first. I had the list with the breakdown of the Parakim, how many halachas there are, how many Parakim there were, and I said, I went to Maskiris and I told them that if you learn 3 Parakim a day, depending on how you divide up the Hakdama to Sefer Rambam and Sefer HaMitzvos, it will take a little under a year. So they told me that the Rebbe already had instructed Nachman and Simon Jacobson and the group from VAD that they should give out a later share. So I should go up to them right now and share the information with them, and this will save time for them to prepare the later share. And Ahava, and a few days later, after Pesach, a few days after Pesach, came out the later share of 3 Parakim a day and 1 parak a day. So I'm not going to be Ma'ariach. You can read more about this in the shur that we gave out. But it's like Rabbi Yezevich said, and this is the reason why we decided to make a large collective siyum. Obviously, everyone learns Rambam today, not only in the Lubavitch, Kolo, Ilon Kule, everyone is learning Rambam today, Litvish Yeshivas, other Chassidish Yeshivas, everyone learns Rambam. We became a Dover Maskabel by Am Yisrael. But what happens is, we only make a big siyum like we had on 770, outside of 770. Gimel Tammuz, we make a big siyum once a year. But the Rebbe said that we actually should make a big siyum with a Sudas Mitzvah, the Rei Pei Mohodeh, and all the Rishonim that you can see in the Torah that we printed also, different is coming from the Rebbe. That the Rebbe wants this to be all the time. And we thought to ourselves that in HaRambam we have many shiurim that we know about, amongst 15 shuls in Crown Heights, but we have 86 shuls in Crown Heights today. I'm sure there's shuls and shiurim that we don't know about, and I'm sure there's charusas that we don't know about. So we decided that we're going to make a collective shiur to strengthen and be mechazek the takana of Limud HaRambam by all of us, that we should understand how important this was to the Rebbe, this is to the Rebbe, and how much the Rebbe wants us not just to read it like Ashrei, and not just to read it through while we're going to sleep. I know many people who do 3 Parakim a day. They have a Seder that we do 1 parak by Shacharis, 1 parak by Mincha, 1 parak by Meir. This way it doesn't fall on them like a big yoch. How are they going to learn it if they fall asleep in the middle of learning it? But we'll hear from the Magid Shurim later on. We'll hear from the Wolfson. We'll hear from all the other people. I want to thank everyone for coming. And if there's anything that we can do together with Rabbi Rothbard and Torah to help and be mechazel, Siyum in Rambam, or the Kutesiches, which is the next thing that we want to do. We're going into the winter months now. If any shul needs help to have somebody give a shiur Friday night for a few minutes, and the Kutesiches that everyone should be learning the Rebbe's Torah. This is the Rebbe told Rabbi Lu, and it's written in Ayin Yeh, that if a chassid wants to be miskasher with the Rebbe, it's by learning the Rebbe's Torah. The Kutesiches is the Rebbe's Torah. Learning Rambam is the Rebbe's Takona. Chitas is something that started beforehand. Anything that we can do to give chizuk, to learning the things that were yokesh and yokesh by the Rebbe, we are here to support, and we want to wish everyone a yashipaya, and chazak with chazak, and Shep Sulis Tevis. It should be Mola Oretz Deis Hashem Kaman and Mechasim. We should pray for the Guru Shalom. Thank you very much.
I missed the whole speech.
Chaim, Sefer by 18. We want that the continuation of the Suda should be obviously even more of a Suda's mitzvah, so we'll be marked in the Siyum. And next, and Siyum Masala. There's a famous, I guess it's a parable from a teacher that pointed out to his Talmidim, his students, how their capacity is bigger than what they believe. He took a jar, very famous, took rocks and put them inside and asked if this is full. Saw the big rocks reach to the top, and they said, yeah. He said, now he took small shemlach, he poured it in, again filled up till the top. He asked, now is it full? Full. And he took sand and poured it in, and obviously it filled up between all the little shemlach, and it filled it up till the top. Now it's till the top with sand, the big stones, the small stones, is it full? So they said, yeah. He said, bring me a bottle of water. Poured in water, filled it up till the top, and now it's full. And he said the capacity is way beyond. Sometimes our life fills up with many interesting things that if we were Bachram and Yeshiva, we wouldn't turn around and say we're happy with this being our full life. But we believe it's full. I would venture to say that we all fill up our life with our shluchos, with our responsibilities, and we see it as full. The Rebbe with Takanos HaRambam poured in the water. And I want to say this water, it fills in, it's not just because ain't mine al Torah and ain't Torah, but because it fills up in every area that you have a little bit of space. A chassid reitzach with a Rambam, and you can chaperein and learn Rambam. But it's even more than that. The reason I would refer to the Rebbe's Takana of Rambam as the water in our life is not only because it fills up every area that we could have empty. We shouldn't just gain our liberekanya, but because because we know that water together with the right earth turns it into cement. And I think the Rebbe's Takana of Rambam by a yid, by a chassid, that lives with what he's learning, with the sugya that he's learning, when he's learning now Hilchos Shabbos, finished brachas and tefillah, and he finished Sefer Ahava, he started Sefer Manim. It's a chassid that's involved, and he knows this is in depth left there. This affects and cements. The water is not only the fact that it fills up all our empty areas in our life, Pasha that cements in and makes sure we're connected to the Rebbe and connected to the Eibusher at any given moment. And I want to say this fills up, many of us, there's what we believe we are busy with. But that's not necessarily what our kids see. It's not necessarily what the Bnei Bayis see. It could be what we're doing in our shlichus, in our office, Yadena with his inyan. But when you come home, the famous mice of the Rebbe Chazed, that he had two types of yechidus. And then there was a Rosh Yeshiva that came in yechidus. So I think it was the Rebbe Rashab. That he came in and he said that he has such a long day. He's between one shir and another shir, and Talmidim Kumen and Baran and Shalom and Shilas on Fregnal, on Adakas Fashreiben, and he's busy the whole day with Torah, and he's waiting the whole day to come home to relax and drink a cup of tea. And then there was a different year that came to the Rebbe Rashab and chazed over. He said, "Listen, he's busy. He's a hardworking man, and he's looking forward the whole day to be able to come home and reach Krishna. And upland abyssal chassidus, and the whole day he's looking forward. And he came to complain to the Rebbe Rashab until he comes home, like the King Kayach, and he falls asleep over it. And the Rebbe Rashab expressed that he had a nachas ruach. He had much more of a kodesh ruach of the tzeiker. And I think the kodesh ruach is not mitzad the limda Torah. Obviously, the schar of limda Torah and the groiskeit of limda Torah is ein l'shayr, like the Alter Rebbe explains in Parakeh. But the fact that every moment is we're trying to steal a moment here and steal a moment here, the water that fills it up is not only filling up the cracks, it pushes cement in and makes it a Torah day. You come home, your kids, they don't know what slichas you did over here. They don't know what you're involved in. But you know that you're carrying your HaRambam. You know you're looking forward to learn. You share. Now we're finishing this Sefer, and like we said before, the Rebbe gives a bottle for every halachas that we finish, because the Rebbe wants us to celebrate it and to share with our mishpacha. So I want to just say l'chaim to each and every one of us. We're zeicha to fill and cement in our life with limud Torah b'chlal and limud Torah that connects us to the nasi b'prat, and we should taka have our cement today, and this cement builds the Beis Hamikdash with this galus Rebbe. I want to be mechabed with the Siyum of Sefer Hasheni, of Sefer Hayad, the Sefer Ahava, which teaches us the halachas of everything that we have anchored in our day to express our love to the Eibishter. And the beginning of Sefer Zmanim, our chassid of Zalman Herzl, a Magid every night, and Shloisha Prakim. I want to tell you, it's a feat to give over Shloisha Prakim with a lot of preparation. Every single night, Shabbos, Motzei Shabbos, 10 o'clock at night, Yom Kippur, Simchas Teda, in Lashon HaKodesh in 770. Please over Herzl.
The big Siyum last halacha from Sefer Zmanim. Actually, it's the part of Seder Tfilas Kol HaShana, and the HaRambam in the also it's Hashgacha Pratis, going to see there's a connection to this coming Shabbos. The HaRambam saying like this: Kol Shabbos shekoirim bo shtei parshiyos, mafkirim bo me'inyan parsha achroino, v'zo aminot beroim ha'mekoinos. וכן נוהגו רוי ואום, וישמחתירים בנחומס ישעיהו, מאחר תשבו עד ראש השנה. בשבוס שאחר תשבו, נחנו עמי. בשניו ואחרי הוציאו, בשלישי סני יצאיהו, ורבי סני חמיכו מנחמכם, בחמישי יסקו מיוערי, בשישי צרון יעקב, בשביס סויס אוסיס בהשם. נלמוד ספר שני, מן הפרקוב שישו וארבוי, מתוכס השמע ארבו פרוקים, מתוכס פילו בחסקיין 15 פרוקים, Nuchas film mezuzah Sefer Torah 10 prokim, Nuchas tzitzis 3 prokim, Nuchas brachos 11 prokim, Nuchas mila 3 prokim. Now the beginning of Sefer Zmanim, starting Nuchas Shabbos, we see it also in the parsha of this week. We see in Aser Sadibros we have the Dibur of Shomer Yom Shabbos. So we're going to the HaRambam start like this: Sefer Shlishi and Sefer Zmanim, the Choisov Eser Zeu Siduron. Ilchas Shabbos, Ilchas Eruvin, Ilchas Shvisas Oser, Ilchas Shvisas Yom Tov, Ilchas Chometz U'Matzah, Ilchas Shofar V'Sukkah V'Lulav, Ilchas Shkolim, Ilchas Kiddush HaChodesh, Ilchas Tanis, Ilchas Megillah V'Chanukah. Ilchas Shabbos, Yesh B'Cholon, Hamesh Mitzvos, Shtei Mitzvos Aseh, V'Shorish Mitzvos Beis Aseh, V'Zeu Proton. Aleph Lishbois B'Shvi, Bein Sholoi Leistis B'Em Melocha, Gimel Sholoi Leistis B'Shabbos, Dalet Sholoi Yotzis Chutz V'Pul B'Shabbos, Eile Kadesh, Tzvim HaShabbos V'Schira. The first halacha perik rishon halacha aleph shviso b'shvi mimlocho mitzvas aseh shneimar vayom hashvi'i tishbos אבל איזה במלוכו, ביטל מצוות עשה, גובה לא יעשה. שנאמר לא יעשה, כל מלוכו. מה הוא חייב על עשיית מלוכו? נוסו ברצונו בזודו עם חייב קורס, מוי ושומעים בעשרו ניסקל, נוסו בשגוגו חייב קורבן חד הספור, meaning it's not a korban oil v'yered, it's the same korban chad asfur. This is the halacha. Now we're going to say another few words about the takon of limud HaRambam. My grandfather, Pinchas Levi Herzl, used to say the Shir Rambam in Yerushalayim for many, many years, from when the Rebbe started the takono. Maybe because of that, I have a schus always also to continue. I cannot compare myself to my grandfather. He was a real Talmud Chacham, but Limud Rambam is for everybody. Like the Rambam says, it's Lachotim V'Lagodel. And once in the Sefer, Shabbos Parshas Matis Masei Topshin Lamed Vov, the Rebbe told the story. The Rebbe says, somebody came to me and told me, I'm sure I'm going to have Arichos Yomim. I'm going to live long. The Rebbe says, how are you so sure you're going to have Arichos Yomim? He says, because the Friedrich Rebbe, he told me, he promised me, I'm going to be a Yerei Shomayim. And I know it's going to take a long time. It's going to have a long way to be there. Therefore, I know I'm going to have Arichos Yomim. Rebbe says, I asked this person, what you are doing to fulfill Friedrich Rebbe's mission? He told you something. He told the Rebbe like this, Ashri Uvelitzion, I'm not saying every day. It's different minogim, I'm not saying it every day. But Chitas, I'm saying every day. Because I heard it from the Rebbe. And the Rebbe spoke about that, and the Rebbe brought it up in a positive way. How something was we heard from the Rebbe, als was mit Gerät beim Verbringen, wie kommt, als man kocht sich nicht in dem. This is a schus what we have, the takones, the roles of the Rebbe, and we have to have a koch in that, because this is something was mit Rebbe die Verbringens. There was another story, somebody wrote to the Rebbe, he doesn't have time to say chitas. You know, the Chassid is supposed to say chitas, but he asked the Rebbe should dismiss him. The Rebbe should give him a tour. He wants to stay a Chassid, but he cannot say chitas. He has his own reasons why he cannot say chitas. The Rebbe told them, how do you want I should filter you from something what is good for you? In other words, the Rebbe doesn't try to give us a hard life and okay, do like this, do this, another thing. He want to he gave us an easy life, and a better life, and a Kedushidik life. Therefore, all the takones, like the Mishnah says, and I can only say from my experience, from when I start to give the shiurim, it's first of all in the schus of Rabbi Rodban, Rabbi Avrom, like Rabbi Amala. He's going around and making another shir, and he came to me and asked me I should give a shir, and because I take on myself a achlota to learn the Rambam better, or before the time, but to learn Rambam, maybe one time I'm going to learn that good. And I told him, fine, yes, I'm ready. I didn't know what I'm going into, but Baruch Hashem, I was masking, and I see a big difference in my life, not only the roofness, also the gashminess. In Refuah and Parnoso, and everything became better. As we see when the Rebbe gave us a shlichut and a something to do, it's not only something the roofness, it's project in the bank account. It's Baruch Hashem, everybody was sitting here, I'm sure is learning Rambam. It's not a question, but the Rebbe says we have to try to get as much people as possible. They should learn Rambam to bring more people to that. And also we can be mechazek ourselves to learn it better. One of the ways the Rebbe gives something to the Rebbe says we can have something what's going to give us atzloch in limud HaRambam. If you're going to give tzedakah, special tzedakah every day, you should have a bona in Rambam. You should be the Rambam karoi. You should give tzedakah before. This is the Rebbe gives it, and besides that, also if we're going to learn Rambam in the morning, this is also another way to make sure we know the Rambam, because in the morning it's much better after Shachris or before Shachris, but it's and if we're going to try it, we're going to see in all the areas in our life, and of course to to Molos, there's Hashem, Kamer, Yom Chassid, this Galus of the Rebbe Melech HaMoshiach, take Yad Mamash.
Allah. Super.
Allah, Señor es Hashem, Amay Mayam, Mechasim. Señor es Hashem, Amay Mayam, Mechasim. Allah, Señor es Hashem, Amay Mayam, Mechasim. Allah, Señor es Hashem, Amay Mayam.
I did.
The time, it's not clear. The time that we help ourselves to this mitzvah, I want to make mention of time that we help ourselves to the mitzvah, I want to make mention of those that made this sort of reality as Chas for the Rebbe of Takana, Fleish Yesuda. I want to say, we're here in the source of a group of individuals that I want to make mention of their presence. We have Magidei Shiyurim of Moisha Prophet and a Parakef Yom that are in the front lines and carry the torch of the Rebbe's Takana and bring it to the masses. And we have an endless amount of akars to say for them. In 770, we have, as we mentioned earlier, Rabbi Herzl, Talmud Herzl. There are 3 shiurim that happen in 770 at different points of the day for Tzmimim and Anash. For Anash, there's a Mendel Polter in the Mizrach of 770 on the left side, Parakef Yom, and 2 shiurim. In addition to another 2 shiurim that exist in 770. Okay, another 2 shiurim that exists, and we really each one of every shiur brings the Rebbe a ribu nachas ruach, as we know from the Metzius of the Rebbe giving a battle and giving nesilas makim by the Rebbe for bringing to mention their bringing and their simcha that they're completing Rambam. So in 770 there exists 2 shiurim, one for Israeli Tminim by their lunch break, Matamim Yisrael Cohen, and then there's a shiur, a new initiative that HaRambam actually never stops, for 8th grade Talmidim in the evening to fill their evening with the Rebbe's Takana and train them into topic Parakefla, so it could be the Kavanah Basaga, Tamim Moshe Potash. There's in Aguda and in Beis Shmuel, Reb Lipa Kosovsky and Rabbi Veshetsky. In Geshem Shul, we have with us Reb Mendel Blooming and Menachem Moshe and myself. Chevra Shas, Reb Yosef Lush is with us. the better stadium again. We have a long-standing shir of Rav Nachum Gerlitzky together with Rav Yitzchak Shalovin. Based on Yom Nachum, we have a shir of Perikah at the end by Rav Shalom Ber Stillman. In Empire Shibble every evening, there's a shir in Shleisha Prakim by a Talmud of Michal Zayins. In Frankel Shul, there's a daily shir of Perikah at the end in the morning by Rav Yossi Altine and Oyel Nassim, Rav Eli Barber, and Rav Mendel Gromer, Rav Mendel Myers, and Rav Ari Nemes trade off in 2 shiurim. And finally, the shir in Rema Hubin, Rav Shraga Hamnik, and more famous is now on the app, Rav Levi Rappaport. Now my honor to be Mechabit with Bara Badatz, the mother of the Asra, Chavra Bezin, Rabbi Broin. I learned in the yeshiva in Borough Park, which started on the east side. And the yeshiva of that yeshiva came up to the Fridi Rebbe, so I was told. And he asked the Bracha to be matzlich in his yeshiva. And the Fridi Rebbe told us when he moved to America, and it didn't look like there's any hope and success for having your yeshiva on American soil. The Fridi Rebbe told him that the pasuk says the hoyer is shishcha mitzar, la'achriska ish gemorid. That your beginning is small, but your future will be very big. So the Fridi Rebbe told him the shishcha mitzar, from the beginning, small. From that you have a lot. You can have a achriska, a large future. And indeed, it was achriska usually work for many talmidim of that yeshiva came up with Sefer Finim, and a lot of those talmidim are shluchim of the Rebbe today. Many who live in our community too. So talking about standing over here by this special event, the Siyum HaRambam, where we're celebrating the Rebbe's Takana, for those of us who feel that Lubavitch Yeshiva is really small, the big hall of Lubavitch Yeshiva is really small, and we really need to have something like Madison Square Garden, in Mitz Hashem, that will come through the Rishis HaMitzvah. I'm not talking about the scene of the entire Sefer HaRambam, per Sefer Madison Square Garden. The entire Sefer HaYad will have something much bigger than that. It's very motivating and inspiring to be here tonight on a personal level, to see Yungalites, Bachrim, Yungalites, Yisrael, Bali Asik, from all stripes of life that are coming to celebrate Siyum HaRambam. Just 2 days ago, a Yungaman came up to me and told me that he has a son, but is nicht as I great as masculine, but put it mildly. Not a boy that's kochtig stark and learn that's constantly at his Gemara and his Chassidus, etc. And he was walking with his brother, his younger brother, his 8-year-old, 9-year-old, and he was telling his brother he has to rush home. Why does he have to run home? Because it's almost Shkia, and he has to do Rambam before Shkia. Where did my kid get such an idea? Rambam before Shkia. Where did he get this from? It's probably not his style. And the man told me, I realized, because by me, Rambam is like Kodesh Kodesh. The first thing in the morning I do is Rambam. And I spend a lot of time at Rambam. And I know, and if I can't finish the whole time Rambam in the morning, then I'll do something I have to finish before Shkia. And eventually you don't realize these things drop off on your kids. And my son picked up the same thing. The Rebbe tells us in Hayom Yom, when you get to limit that Torah b'chlal, that learning Torah b'chol yom v'yom, a daily piece of Torah, is negea b'nefashos mamish. It's pashut critical to life. And the Rebbe adds, Hayom Yom, lo levad the nefesh haloyim. It's not negea the nefesh of the person that's learning. It's negea to nafshe b'nei basics, negea to the entire environment, to the entire family.
Because when a person has a tefillah, it's to learn Torah every single day. It is not even the Rebbe's takana to follow that Torah. And certainly when it's the Rebbe's Torah, the Rebbe's takana, the Rebbe's shlichus, HaRambam tells us that the Avir Habayis, the atmosphere in the home, becomes an Avir of Torah Yiddish Shemayim. There's no doubt that in a house where Rambam, the entire house surrounded around Rambam, that has such an impact with and everybody that goes through the shvel, the doorpost of that home. There's a sikha that Friedrich Rebbe, the Kutub the Buddha, when he writes, really typical about Rambam. Rambam is one of those things that sometimes people really struggle. Somehow Shloka put up this punkt when it's Kiddush HaChodesh, you remember at 1 o'clock in the morning that you didn't, that you're behind your Rambam. You have to finish your Rambam. Or when it's one of those stuff that is mem hey halachas, when it happens once in the blue moon, and then one after another, the 3 o'clock and all like that, and then at 2 o'clock, and I didn't know Rambam today, and then you take out the Rambam and you're falling asleep. The nachas that is l'mayla from you falling asleep, no, not from you learning Rambam. From you falling asleep on the Rambam, it's tremendous. The fact that a person knows that he can't go to sleep, and his eyes are closing, and the bite, and he's keep on going. So the Friedrich Rebbe writes in the Sefer of Bezal, I want to quote you the word in Yiddish. As a Yid afar horbetet from the schwere Tag Arbeit. A Yid that's coming tired and exhausted from a full day of work. Angebrennt is in the sun. He's been sunburned. Today's weather, you can understand what that means. Or they're angefroren from the Kälte. Or he's frozen because of the frozen and freezing cold day. Und bei Nacht lernt sein Shir, and it comes by night and he learns his daily Shir, is the Torah G'doshe Meireres Nachum of Deligen und of seine Brevaris. The Torah itself is arousing great mercy on him and his entire family, because this guy knows that Shir, Rambam comes before anything else. Tomorrow night is Tezvav Av. Tezvav Av, I think it says on the flyer, on the poster. Yeah, it does. Is when we start increasing a limit of Torah. And a number of sikhs that Rebbe points out that by Yahid, the very fact that he knows that the nights are becoming longer, which is the Chura in the Shem Teva, the natural thing, that's the cycle of the sun. The Seder is that at a certain stage of the year, nights are becoming longer, and there's another time when the nights become shorter. No one's ever said when the nights become shorter, the mitzvahs start decreasing a lot. A Yid knows that anything that happens in this world is for Torah. The night has increased the amount of time by day I can't learn. I'm all the say it was, by day you have to work. And the boss made you work until, not Atzeis Hashemesh, but Atzeis HaNeshama. You have to work until it gets dark. But it's night, Baruch Hashem, night, I can leave work and I can go to learn. And night is longer, I can learn even more. That's the Tel Aviv, right away, connects that with Limit HaTorah. And in the situation that we find ourselves today, there's so many things that are going on. And I don't want to be mad if with Dvarim HaMavilim, HaMetzarim, HaMachivim, and what we've experienced last year and this year. We know that Ein Lam Shir Rak HaTorah Zoy, all that we have left is Efnan, Al-Gemara, Efnan Ma'am Chassidus, Allah has come become opening Mishnah Torah HaRambam, which gives us a Chayis Chadosh every single day. We appreciate it from Tisha B'Av. One thing that we weren't allowed to do on Tisha B'Av was learn Rambam. I don't know why. We could question why the Rebbe wrote in the Megillah Shir that Tisha B'Av, the Shir Rambam, should be learned by night. And so many people were struggling with it. And one of them, I read the Shir, I don't know if he's in the room, told me, I don't know what to do. I have daily Shir Rambam, and people are going to come to the Shir. I can't do it by night. What should we do? Can we find a head to learn Rambam? What do you want from me? It says the Rebbe wrote in the Megillah Shir to learn what's a Tisha B'Av. And why do we do by day on Tisha B'Av? I don't know, whatever the answer is. I'll tell you a very simple answer. There's nothing more Mesamchei Lev than Rambam. Pikud Avai Yisrael Mesamchei Lev. If there's anything they now learn in Tisha B'Av, is the Rebbe Takana of Rambam. The nachas, the geschmack that we have every day from learning the Rebbe Takana. And it comes Tisha B'Av, I can't, what can I do? I can't learn Rambam. And we're waiting for Master Tisha B'Av. I can do the Shir. So it's say the tefillah for Hashana, so for Shabbos, whatever. Look, it's I don't know what it was. I think it was part of Mila Pada said the tefillah. That's what I think it was. This is my Masam this is my guide, this is my energy. When the Rebbe spoke about HaRambam, the Rebbe said it's a very difficult thing to do. What's the Lashon the Rebbe used? The Rebbe says HaRambam is difficult. How many times does the Rebbe say about Takana that it's difficult? Is anything difficult to the Rebbe? And the Rebbe said that people should give tzedakah every single day in order they should be matzliach in keeping the sakana. So some people actually think it really is difficult. But after you do it, it's mamish masam kelei. It's difficult to get down, put everything else away, and stick and be consistent, do the kriyas Rambam. And when you do it, it fills your entire day with elokus, with Rebbe, with discussions, with Torah. So much so, also when the Rebbe spoke about the Takana, Rambam said that he wants Rambam should be something that we talk about all the time. When two people meet, they'll talk about the daily Rambam. When Rabbanim give drashas in shul, they should connect it with Rambam. When you go to the Makal Kiyuf, it's connected with the daily Rambam. It permeates everything that we do. And if it is difficult, then over here we have what the Rambam writes in his Talmud Torah, Af chachmasi amdali chachma shalamadati ba'af amdali. The thing that keeps me going is mashalamadati ba'af. That took some energy, koiches, difficulty, which wasn't easy. To be consistent is not easy. To be consistent, like a guy says, it's not hard to stop smoking. You know how many times I stopped smoking? Of course it's not hard to learn Rambam. It's not hard to have a kviz in Rambam. But it's hard to have a kviz in Rambam continuously. Not to have a kviz one day. That's Torah Shalomati Ba'af. This is underly, that starts with a gives me a chizuk. And when it's a shir b'rabin, when many people learn together, the Gemara tells us that I'm a briefest for the game, if you're learning in the Beis HaMedrash, you practically you're learning, living Heidu Mishakeach, has a kviz, the mind of kviz, limit of Torah b'rabin. There's a letter to the Tziddik Rebbe, a very, very sharp letter with the Tziddik Rebbe writes. Don't know if this is PC. Tziddik Rebbe writes, the idea that Anash is 6 times the learning Torah and Nigel Chassidus, Pashut Negeh to my life. This is the thread that keeps us together. And that part is okay. I'll continue. Vashelule is there, and without that, Malachem believe. What do you have to do? Keep for yourself whatever you have for yourself. And have nothing to do with you, not with God is not a. And he continues, how do you expect me to go and ask him that name from you when you're not doing my takonis, when you're not being committed to the Torah? From the negative, we're going to send a positive. When a person learns Torah is Kedei Yitmul Torah. When a person is Kedei Yitmul Torah B'Rabim. When a person is Kedei Yitmul Torah B'Rabim in the Rebbe's Takana. When you make the Siyum B'Rabim, this is the Negei B'Nafshi Mamish. This is something which was the Chut HaMakasha between us and the Rebbe. So they wish to help them that in this Siyum B'Rabim there should be a tremendous motivation and inspiration for more Afatas Limud Rambam, for more Limud Rambam. Putting in ourselves in the Rambam, affecting others in the Rambam, and a gracious prayer for all those who put in all this effort to tonight's event, and for many more events in the past and in the future. Well, there's a whole range of organizations, and I don't know all the names, you have to forgive me. Kol Echad Echad B'Shmoy Yehurak, for all the tremendous effort of making our community and Mokum Torah. Sof Kol Sof, the Rebbe says that our Shuna will be a Shuna with Torah and Yerushalayim rules. No, I think we've already reached that stage. So we're able to help them that our Shuna should go together with Kol Elam Kulei and join them to the Beis HaMikdash Ashlishi, whatever they're saying. The HaRambam is saying, we're taking the Amen.
And where Rabbi Brian began, I'm going to continue
with the Akaras Hatayv for those that have put this event together. It's a lot of fun and a lot of me, HaRambam, and both shuras. So first of all, it's Le'ilin Ishmas, Reb Yoel ben Rapol HaKoyen Khan, it's the Refuah of Reb Shai Yislusha ben Chana Rivka, and Shimon ben Elisa, and Elisa, and Reb Shmuel Moshe HaKoyen ben Freder Rachel, and the event and the Shtadlos, the Kalim, and Pasha Dasanos of pulling it all together. We owe a huge amount of Akaras Hatayv to the person like our Brian began that makes our Shchuna, a Shchuna as an example, a Beispiel in Limud HaTorah. And now that we come to Tesvav of, that it says, Moisifim Limud HaTorah by night, the person that's responsible for many Yidden, learning at night, giving shiurim at night, coming out, different interesting shiurim, in addition to Tzmidin Gesidron, Reb Avram Rothban of Irgun Teva.
So we'd like to thank, first of all, everyone that is participating, everyone that came. But first and foremost, we'd like to thank the Rebbe that gave us such a beautiful takana of Limud HaRambam, which a person can go through Kol HaTorah Kula within 1 year, within 3 years. I've heard actually Rabbi Lush told me a while back, when I reached out to him, I told him, he says, Pashut, I owe such a gratitude for the Rebbe, because when you learn Rambam, you open up any Gemara, you open up a Shulchan Aruch, you open up anything, you know what you're talking about, you understand what's going on. Because you learn through Kol HaTorah Kula K'pshutei Mamash. So Baruch Hashem, we have this close. The truth is, really the appreciation and recognition is for the Magen Yeshua. They deserve the true recognition. Chuck Pegler, every day to prepare and teach, let me tell you, it's not easy. Especially, even one parak is not easy. 3 prakim is for sure not easy to prepare and to teach. And like Reb Zalman Hetzel said, when you're teaching, you can't Ogedav in HaRambam. A few days ago, but Ogedav in HaRambam, because it was Taka Nusach HaTfilo. But some people Ogedav in HaRambam are going to say, yeah, a whole year Ogedav in Nusach HaTfilo, the whole Rambam is Nusach HaTfilo. But when you give a share, you can't do that. You can't fool yourself. You can't fool others. So you prepare, you make sure you know where people will come to the share also, start to understand what they're learning also. And we know so when a person learns with a share, a chabuda, some of them, by the way, is not allowed that to share, it's a chabuda, it's just 2 people getting together and learning. When they learn together like that, it's a new depth, a new understanding in the Rambam. Now, people ask, what's the Indian now to make on the Sefer? So I'll tell you very partially. When you start a new cycle, everyone's motivated, everyone's inspired. Yeah, it's a new cycle. There's a grand Siyum on Eastern Parkway. Everyone's on for the ride. You come on, you say, I'm going on this train till the end, till the last stop. Beautiful. What happens? Einta, Zweita, Bach, Hakabach, Chaydish. So what happens? At a certain point, you're not so inspired, so motivated because, So the first Sefer is easy. Second Sefer also, not too hard. But now comes the Sefer of Manim, we're up to the third Sefer. So some people, maybe they lose the inspiration, they lose the motivation. So the Rebbe gave us a idea that every Sefer, there should be a Siyum where people get together get motivated, get inspired. That you come together and mainly you're celebrating that you just finished the Sefer and it's Aschol of the Sefer. It inspires people. And so especially Zmanim, Zmanim is starts with Ilcha Shabbos, Bo Shabbos, Bo Menucha. Come Shabbos, that's it. It's too much, I think. The program are long. It's a little harder. It's more technical. I know at least for myself. I can't speak for others. But so it becomes such an event. And by the way, I'd like to say, besides those that join us, there's a lot of people that are, it was a question whether to do it because a lot of people are Shabbos Nachmud, they don't go away, a lot of people are not in the city. But today with the technology, people join us online and people see it even over the next few days. By the way, we had Rabbi Bruin speak. We had a summer learning program. Rabbi Bruin spoke over there. There was maybe 25 people. If you go online to Ibn Torah YouTube channel, you'll see there's over 1,000 views. And that's only 1,000 views, one page. That is only from a week ago. Imagine what will be in a month or 2 months. The same thing with this event. When we come together, we're mechazek ourselves, we're mechazek others out there. So it should be the concept of Rosh Hashanah, Bo Menucha. People should get inspired. And this is what this event does. And this is what you know from the Rebbe. The Rebbe says that every Sefer, not only that, you get even halachas that you should make, and it should be also a sunnah. Actually, we thought that there is a remez, we see that it finishes off. What does it finish off? The Rambam in Ahava, it finishes off the Shviz Sois Otsis Bashem. Right? Those are the last words. The Shviz Sois. I was thinking, what's the remez? The Shviz is Shabbos. Shabbos comes down as other Shabbos, comes to Halachas Shabbos. You say, it's too hard. No, Sois Otsis Bashem. I will be Mesamech myself with Divrei with Hashem. As Rabbi Bruin said, that there's no greater simcha than the simcha of Torah, and specifically learning the Inyan of Rambam. And that's the Inyan of Ahava and Zmanim. Ahava is to be very mukshah. It's not mukbah. What is Ahava? A person would say, I love Hashem, I love Torah. Yeah, you can measure it. You love okay, yeah, he's all excited. He's all full of love to Hashem, and he's dancing in the streets. I love Rambam, I love. But comes Zmanim. Zmanim means you set times for Torah learning. Does your Ahava, does it come down to Zman? Do you have a set time that you go every day? And this is what's wonderful about a shir. Wonderful about a shir is you can't say, you know what, I'm not in the mood right now. I can't be bothered a little later, and then a little later becomes 11 p.m. and 12 a.m. and 1. It's like Baruch Hashem, Reb Lezer Alton put in so much work into this. Tremendous. I'm speaking about late hours. The past few days, very late hours, we're texting each other. The shooter that you see, by the way, it doesn't come that easy. A lot of research, a lot of work that put into it. The event, everything, till very late hours. So sometimes you push up the Rambam till very late hours. But when you have a share at 8:30, you gotta be there. There's no excuses. Now, I'd like to just finish off with, first of all, talking about the shurim that are going on, very interesting. There's some interesting shurim going on. There's for 8th graders. We set up a shir, Baruch Hashem at 7:70. And now in the summer months, it's not happening. Then we can, but the whole year, Baruch Hashem at 7:15 to 8 p.m. downstairs at 7:70. There was the Mendel Potash, and Mabit Shir, Talmud Chacham, Tomim, a Bacha, he gave a shir for 8th graders. The 8th graders said, finally, we understand what we're learning. Otherwise, we learn Rambam as 8th graders. Many times, us as adults barely understand. So 8th graders were able to learn. And over here, we have also with us some of the women from Futsal, from the Israeli Futsal. And I approached them and I told them, what about the Rambam? This, yeah, bros, then. So what they do, they decided they're going to do Rambam back to like lunchtime. We set up a Bacha should go get lunch. From the lunchroom, we used to go bring every day lunch. From the lunchroom, bring it, you'd see 10, 15 people. At a certain point, for some reason, the Anhala said, we can't do this anymore. You can't take lunch. Maybe you guys now, everyone listening and online will speak to them, and maybe they'll bring it back again. But for now, But for now, they say no lunch, so okay? We said we gotta think out of the box, it's not that's it, it's not a closed meal. So what do we say? If we can't bring the lunch to the bachim, we'll bring the bachim and the share to the lunchroom. And that's what we did. If you go to 1414, you'll see every day there's a share in the lunchroom. And what we do, we make sure that there's cold drinks, there's some extra desserts, so that these bachim sit at that table. There's about 10, 15 bachim every day by lunchtime learning the share HaRambam in the lunchroom. Now we're also putting together a raffle that whoever starts a kabuda or share, there will be a raffle for a ticket to the Rambam's, to the oil of the Rambam, and also there will be they will be given $1 from the Rebbe. I have someone in Flatbush, without mentioning any names, that promised me $40 from the Rebbe for 40 shiurim to cover the Abayin Shana. They will get $1 from the Rebbe. Not only that, there will be a raffle on $1 that was given on the second Siyum of the Rambam, and that will be raffled off for anyone who starts a kabuda or a shir in Rambam. We know that in Tanya it says, "Ein dusha kedusha sapeda." So we run to a minyan. Yeah, people are running to a minyan. I find it very fascinating that people are running to a minyan. Yet they see a shir at the side. Loved after they feel comfortable sitting down. This. But in Tanya it says, "Ein dusha kedusha sapeda." Mashma that if you sit by shir teda, and there's a minyan there or even less, but that dusha is even higher than the dusha that there is by davening together with a minyan. We'd like to end off with this. Interestingly enough, one of the Maggid Shurim over here, that some of the Maggid Shurim, we pay them something to keep them going. So one of the Maggid, not as much as they deserve, for sure not, they really deserve much more. But one of the Maggid Shurim, actually, interestingly enough, he gets his paycheck from Williamsburg. Someone cash apps him a Sadmer Chassid, pays him every month to give the Shir Rambam over here. He's a friend of mine. He told me, listen, I bought a little property over here, but to get me a Shir, I said, listen, the Rebbe told us everything the Gashmi is starts with Ruchnis. You want to invest over here, the Gashmi, when you come, you buy up this property from a Shvater and this and that, and you think you're going to make a will and deal. You have to put in Ruchnis, you have to put. Oh, what should I do? I said, take on a Shir Rambam. And he took on a Shir Rambam, and Baruch Hashem, since then I see him with a big smile. And he said, today good. You know, he started we're online, you know, just up in the head. As Mishmeichel, when it's today good, it's a gate Zaydu. Otherwise, you'll hear from them. And actually, just this past week, I had someone in Bar who also talked to me this, that. I told him to take on. He was willing to take on partly a Shir Rambam. I'd like to also say, very interesting, I had a lady call me and she said, I want to sponsor something towards the Shir Rambam. So, okay, I said, fine, beautiful. But it sounded like she was so excited. I was like, where's this lady come in to, like, I'm sure she doesn't go to Shir Rambam or this. I said, why, if I may ask, why do you want to sponsor, towards the Shir Rambam? She said, I'll tell you, my husband doesn't go to Shiurim, but he started listening online. You have podcasts, a lot of the Shiurim, like Rabbi Yuzevich and Rabbi Rappaport, who's sitting here. He gives a beautiful, beautiful story. And by the way, the Shiurim, that's another plug also for there's a Rambam app. There's an app of Rambam that just came out. It's a beautiful app. It has Rabbi Yuzevich, Rabbi Rappaport, other Shurim online, and Rabbi Voloslov also, who came in all the way from Salem, Massachusetts, and you can listen. So she says, lately my husband, Rambam, said he doesn't go to Shir, but you know what? Every night now, he puts on the phone by the table in the living room, loud, and he listens to Shir loud, and he's with a Rambam and he's listening. And this has transformed our house. His Shir, listening to Shir every night has transformed our house. I can tell you that the children behave differently. My husband behaves it. Anything that the atmosphere at home, listening to Rambam, there's a shir Rambam. He doesn't like to go to a shir maybe, or he's too busy, whatever the case is, but he listens every night. So that's why I want to participate and have part in the Rambam that you do. And we'd like to wish everyone that just like we finished this cycle, and this Sefer, it's Hashem, we should go from Sefer to Sefer, and it's Hashem, Yikol, Akoyel, and as is Hashem, we should go from if it's Hashem through the Rambam, the Rebbe spoke about many times, that also will bring the Geula of the Koyel Mamish. Amen.
And a way of introduction to a very special guest speaker in our shchuna, to our shchuna. I want to mention I would go many times to the Lubavitcher Kehillah in Montreal. My Zayda and Moshe Ruben al lived there, and I was once there in Av time. So we're davening Ma'ariv in Shul, and Ma'ariv is ending, and clapped up the dinner of Moshe Eliger, whoever remembers him, Machem's father. And so steht in Halucha that von Tesla von Chamish Asar and weiter darf man Moshe sein and learn. You have to add in learning, and whoever adds in learning, Moshe Chayim al Chayim.
Mela dal alle dogs except Al Capone fit from the left. What do you think he'll do next? Okay, he goes off the binna. He took a cheer and the chaveg zets by the fear. You lost a race. Everybody has to learn. Al Capone add a pistol like the Rebbe. You know, Hashem Hashem. That's nomin. So you have to be makis. That is mean it starts like a 5 minutes earlier. 5 minutes. And as they say, gesetzen, and people sat down. Some people found the back door. But he taught me a lot. I want to call up a shliach of the Rebbe, and the Rebbe is a mensch. And a lot of times when we think of shluchim, we think of people that are not only moist nefesh begashmius, they are shlichim moist nefesh beruchnius. They put their own limit of Torah on the side to teach us that the Friedrich Rebbe goes. So he's learning Nocha Yid Aleph. Right? That's the Metzius, as I zok the Friedrich Rebbe. So to find a chassid, a shliach, that in addition to his Mesiras Nefesh, Beruchnius, to put himself, obviously, don't limit the Torah on the side, but all to teach Yidden, Pashut halachas, and teach Yidden limit the Torah, but also to find the time to learn and to teach. I was nizgal to me a new world, and I'm sure Rabbi Volsov is going to share with us, and now he's known to many of us on the HaRambam app, so many of us over here learn with him. But it was nizgal to me a new world. You open TorahRecordings.com on Kol Machmane Torah, on every area in Torah. I'm talking about Mishnayos Gemara, Halacha Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, the Rebbe's letters, Tanakh, Nach, Yeshayo, Chassidus, the Kotei Torah, the Rebbe's Mamar, the Rebbe's Brim. It's a schus for us that from Sharon, Massachusetts came in, the Rebbe's a mensch, and to share with us and to teach us a perek in Mesiras Nefesh, the Chibur Geben, to not only to mention us Havna Shrachkeit and Nichid in Yiddishkeit, but to Yeder Yid. Rabbi Volosov, please.
Thank you for inviting me. I want to extend greetings to the organizers of this program and to express admiration for all the great work of the Irgun Torah United for Protection and the Association of Crown Heights Schools to increase and encourage Torah study, and specifically the work of the Rebbe and the Rebbe's Hakonis in the Limud HaRambam. I have to say, honestly, I came to inspire, but I am inspired. Specifically, I want to thank Rabbi Aaron Rosbaum, who organizes and this gathering, for asking me to know. We know, as we all heard, how much this means to the Rebbe and all the Rebbe. So, and may you be zoiche la'agdil Torah l'hadil. A special, some of the people are wondering, what am I doing over here? I'm actually wondering myself. Not sure exactly, but especially Ashkenazi is to Shlomi Greenwald for inviting me this evening to talk about the website TorahRecordings.com. Shlomi's support and tireless work to strengthen Torah and Yiddishkeit are legendary. I wish to thank him and bless him to go Mechael Choyel and continue to make the Rebbe proud and give the Rebbe much knowledge. On a personal level, I want to reflect on my personal inspiration for this year at the Sefer HaRambam. My father, Olav Hasholem, during his lifetime, a member of the Shechuna Crown Heights, where I grew up, participated and gave many public shiurim in the Shechuna, and he was instrumental in developing the growth of Sefer's meaning answering the Rebbe's call to establish an institution in Crown Heights in the Rebbe's Shul. This is a very special memory I have, and I will always remember and cherish. My father worked hard always. Mostly, he would leave the house before I woke and would come back home after I had already gone to sleep. Shabbos, Friday night. Sometimes it was frigid weather, as we all know. So my father would every Friday night during the winter months walk several blocks to participate in a shir that Rabbi Tenenbaum of Solon would give in the weekly portion of Torah Eir. And, knowing myself, being my father's age then, Friday night, by the time it comes Friday night, I'm ready to. I can't even make it to bed, just after a full week. That is the memory that is etched in my conscience, how important Torah learning was to him. And I believe that it is those memories, today, we're so busy checking up on the phones, on the news, and what, okay, you're on television, but that other unfortunately means, and then I wonder, what is the message, how kids get, what do they get? They get, look at their iPhones and look at the other things, instead of, but my home, where I grew up, I knew that Torah, that was the most important thing. So I just want to tell you why I started this TorahReporting.com. Because I came out of yeshiva, I was a decent bacher, and I was sent actually by the Rebbe as a Rosh Yeshiva to start the Yeshiva Gedolah in the Boston area. And I could figure out a thesis, I could argue a story back and forth, but I very quickly realized that my ideas in Torah were really very, very poor, very schwach. We learned how much of Torah did I really know? How much I said to myself, how much blank water did I ever learn? How much do I know even the Chumash Rashi properly? I was just felt very, very, very poor in my knowledge of Torah. And I made a decision that no, Torah is our treasure, and no matter what, the Rebbe sent me to yeshiva to teach Torah, but I have to make Torah something which is very important to me. My father also, Vashem, had a very interesting expression. He always says, Erzog, lernen darf ich nicht, weil ich kenne schon. Und kennen darf ich nicht, weil ich mich schon am Kursen. Everybody thinks I know. You made that. Get away with it. Everybody thinks he knows. It was not his learning. But, to me, that wasn't good enough. I sort of felt, there's just so much of Torah that when will we have a chance to know and to learn? The truth of the matter is that during most of my yeshivas years after the yeshiva did not go with it for long, I run a base Chabad, I ran camps, and I ran shuls and programs like everybody else. I didn't have really that much time to learn myself. I was always running. But one thing, I'm an auditory learner. Give me a good shir. I listen very quickly, and I can give over. I don't need that much. I have a little familiarity. So I was looking for a good audience. That was before, I'm talking about 20 years ago, okay? Today you got it on the dot. People want to look at Gemara. You have to hear a shir of Gemara. Yeah, go sit down with the Gemara and start learning it. That was before for our school. It was just very difficult. So you have to try to listen to Rabbi Kartel Mashal Shir Montreal that he gave, or you can try to listen to some Rabbi Grossman who gave us a shir in California. You can't hear him, you can't understand. I was constantly looking for something to learn myself quickly so that I can come and sit down by a class. And I didn't have the time to study so much. I really didn't find that there was so much quality at the time. Again, I stress today it's unbelievable what you have available, but at the time. So I said to myself, the Eibishter will give me a chance. Give me I'd like to make a better river. So it's going to be a long time, and I promise the MC that I won't take up more than 10 minutes. So I will still stick to my promise. And I don't know, I have a watch, so sometimes I don't know if I took up already. But I know I came here to tell you about the TorahRecordings.com. You know, Baruch Hashem, because I made myself a goal to know Torah and to learn Torah as much as I can. So I try to constantly be busy learning Torah. I learned the Tarship this week, Shnantum, the Manetha, the Barkabon, this Parekib, that the Sefer of HaRambam, that the Rebbe discusses this, that actually, Limud HaTorah, you Limud Ulama, come together. I made it my business that when I learn, when I teach, I learn and I teach all at the same time. I try to record whatever I learn. Whatever I learn, I record. Tell you, a lot of times, you know, you work on something. Let's say you have a hard case, you work it out. You work it out, but it takes time to work out. It doesn't happen. And you work it out. And then she comes to you, you know, come back a month later, or come back a half a year later, you got to start working it over again. So I guess, I don't know, some people are blessed with memories. I read that one of the letters to the Rebbe. So the Rebbe writes, somebody writes, Shikha, very encouraging, very sound. The Rebbe says that Shikha is only from lower than the Kisei HaKavod, but higher than that is no Shikha. And the Rebbe encouraged him and said it for God, because the Rebbe Rashab, the Torah, remember, the Rebbe says, don't be discouraged. The Rebbe says that all the Torah you learn that's brought from the Torah laws, everything will be preserved, everything will come back to you. So the Mela, this was my vehicle, my way to learn myself and to teach others. What I want to say to you, I mean, again, it's a very difficult thing to be Muruta Max Sabaruba, to tell you in a few minutes. The Torah recording website is a tremendous resource. It's a tremendous resource. It's a resource because there's just a lot of information over there, which you can use handy. I try to make things easier for somebody who wants to learn. You know, point one finger in the Gemara, the other finger in the Rashi. The Rashi you can't see exactly. What I did is I always have the Tzura Sadat for. Of course, that's the most important. To have the Tzura Sadat, but sometimes too you get to the Tzura Sadat to help you learn. Put in a comma, put in a little mark. Know where it starts, know where it ends, make a space. Don't make it all too much. That thing is everything that I do. I try to make Torah more accessible by recordings, by the text, making it clear. It's a method. I live at Baruch Hashem, you know, I try every day to learn Chassidus and Nigla, and I try to make it easier. Most of the time, I learn with people. So whatever I have to do, I learn with somebody else. So therefore, I learn, Yashir, an individual, whoever it is. But when there's nobody else, it's like the Chazani, like the Mishnah says, I learn myself. You know, I still learn. So the truth is that in later years, some of my obligations have become less, and therefore I find I have a little bit more time to spend learning Torah. You know, when you talk about the Rebbe's, all the Rebbe's pakonis and all the Rebbe's demands and expectations, you know, the Rebbe would rather you not finish all your obligations and you know, get stuck and fall asleep, or rather than having too much time on hand and not knowing how to take time and looking for something how to entertain yourself. So without having said really any specific and the details, I just want to say there's a lot of Hasidus over there. You know, I struggle learning the Torah. I struggle learning Torah. Almost the entire Torah, almost the entire Torah. I say almost, probably 90%. I don't know the exact number. 90% of the Torah has been broken up to this last time, and it has Siyum in it. You know, a lot of the Torah, you know, there's concepts. Some of them are just very, very difficult to say. So the entire time is there. You have the entire Shas over there. You have almost the entire Rambam working finishing up the Rambam. As I mentioned, there's just a lot of stuff. And actually, just the davening itself. Every day's davening is there. You know, for the questions that people I have from my Malabatim, I used to have people who come to davening. Instead of every time having to look at the page, I used to have the page number in my siddur, And the siddur over there, there's a tremendous amount. I said, just to listen to you here will take me more than 10 minutes, and I really go more than 10 minutes. And a lot of times I feel terrible for doing that. But please do me a favor, do yourself a favor. This is not a substitute for shiur. Telling you, actually, I don't endorse going online at all. And I tell you personally, they made me put it on now on YouTube. Every time I open YouTube, there's schmutz over there. There's not a question. I don't endorse. Go to the shiur that the Rabbi HaRambam. Don't go to the internet if you don't have it. The internet is only if you're not. A Yid comes to me and he says to me, Rabbi, I'm sure you're going to tell me that because I can't walk to shul, I'll look at you, you're going to tell me to drive to shul. I said, no. I'm going to tell you, no, don't drive to shul. You're not allowed to drive to shul. That's prohibited. The way going to shul when you're doing again for David. But I said to him, look, if you don't go to shul, what are you going to do? Are you going to sit home? No. He says, I said, look, if you're going to go to the mall, or you're going to drive your car, and you're going to waste time, I said, you know what? I don't want to come out and tell you to go to shul, but I'm just saying you have to keep Shabbos. That's what I can tell you to do. You're going to do. So then I told him, you know what? I have an answer for you. I said, once a month, keep Shabbos. Because as particularly they Sefer. And I said, keep Shabbos once a month. Keep Shabbos. But I say keep Shabbos fully. You're not going to go to shul. Don't. But anyways, I see that I'm not a time. Okay. Thank you again. Everybody over here. Thank you for inviting me. I don't know what I added to you, but take a look at the TorahRecordings.com and the Mitzvah. I know that when Rabbi Shloimeh Greenwald puts himself into making the TorahRecordings.com a household name, that will happen. Thank you very much.
Now going to hear some special words from a mashpia in our Kehila and Lubavitch and Kehila at large and Kehila Lubavitch at large, Rabbi Paltiel. I can just add that a letter of the Bais of the Yid, the Lul Torah is him. It's not his Indian, it's him.
Since we're advertising websites, I'm online. And my website is inside Chassidus.org. If you're going online anyway, please check me out. Okay, I can't miss an opportunity to participate in the Siyum HaRambam. How does this work? Okay. You know, you have different kinds of Siyum. If you will speak, we get together 10 members of Anash, 8 members of Anash, who were in 770 at different times, and ask them to describe their Rebbe. Each one has a different Rebbe. Because by the Rebbe, on the one hand, the Rebbe never ever changed at all. And on the other hand, the Rebbe was constantly changing. And everybody has their Rebbe. Moshe, when I was in Yeshiva, my teacher, what was their Rebbe? Their Rebbe was the fact that the Mother said it. The Chassidish Pasha, because they didn't take it. I hate to say it, but that's a pretty challenging Rebbe. It's more challenging even than 3 a day. Then you have people whose Rebbe is Rashi. Rashi's Rebbe. Everybody has a different Rebbe based on when they were in their good years, in the Yeshiva. My Rebbe is Rambam. I was no day with them making Takana. I'll never forget it. It was Achim Pesach, Tafshin Men Dalet. So the Rebbe turned 82, and he started to say Kapitel Pei Gimel. So the Rebbe said that he got a Makana, got a gift. I'm just telling you this already. That he got a gift from the community of Morocco. Because the Rambam had lived in Morocco for a couple of years, so there's a connection to the Rambam and Morocco. Fez So the Kiyum Kadisha of Anash, Malaka gave the Rebbe Matkonen, that as the Rebbe is going into his 83 years, they're going to make a Chaluk of Rambam, Mishnah Teil of Rambam, because it has paid given Allah. It's paid given Allah. The Rebbe was saying, Kapitel Pei Gilman too. So the Rebbe said, I am waiting for a long time. He didn't say how long. He said, I'm waiting for a long time for any kind of a solution to happen. But now that I have it, I want to make it a kind of a number. And I scratch my head and I just say, what would happen if we had 20 more years? Because of the Rebbe. In other words, as much as the Rebbe said we have a number, but the Rebbe should say that. The Rebbe made it a kind of thing with the Rambam. So if I'm not mistaken, I had to face up over Tuesday. And we went to the Yeshiva Thursday. So we sat down to the Rambam. We had Rabbi Baruch Hashem, a fight with Ahava, that whole Chassidish, that afternoon, that Thursday afternoon, Nachman Shapiro, like I said, also on Mashpia, and he sent us a message, the Rebbe sent a message that we have to do it for Mishas HaSeder. So of course we got angry again because it's the summer, because I know we told the Rebbe, not that the Rebbe didn't want us to do it. The Rebbe really wanted us to do it. I told the Rebbe it's a bad idea, and the Rebbe acquiesced. I mean, Bochum haven't changed since Kain and Hevel. I don't know if they were Bochum, but whatever the case is. Then Nachman came with another suggestion to stop learning. Let's say stop learning, the Rebbe making another shia. So you make a cheshbon. I think Shemini Ateret it's Chav-based Nissen was Tuesday. So Shabbos was Chavot. Because I Nissen was Sunday. The Rebbe prepared himself to make a shia. The Rebbe didn't write every day, naturally. The Rebbe gave Klolin. He had to write in the Shurim for the Tefillah. He had to write in the Halach. When he did Tisha B'Av, the Rebbe wrote himself. I used to do Tisha B'Av when it's Shabbos, it's a weekday, and so on. And we started learning on this. And by the way, if you think about the dates that are connected to the HaRambam, they're staggering. If you remember the Sikh of Chav Chasnis, the Sikh of Chav Chasnis, the Rebbe did not call it Chav Chasnis, the Rebbe called it Chav Zayonis. The Rebbe called it, listen to the tape, the Rebbe called it Chav Zayonis, Drai, remember. So we started learning Rambam, Chav Zayonis, Tavshin, Mendal. The first scene the Rebbe said is, Karev, the letter of the Rambam, it's close to the Rambam's birthday. The Rambam's birthday, the Rebbe said, the cloud by the Shoinim, we the cloud don't know when they were born, even the year. By Rambam, not only know when he was born, we actually know the day and the hour. He was born at a Pesach, La'achar Chatzei Sayeh. He was born at a Pesach, La'achar Chatzei Sayeh. Because they're making the Siyum, Karev, the Rambam. When was the first Siyum? You know what it is? When did we finish the second time? This is. Tavshin Ben Bo was the Ibiyah. We finished Rambam Chovov on the Rishon, Tavshin Ben Bo, which means we started the third cycle, Chov Zayin on the Rishon, Tavshin Ben Bo. And the following year, Tavshin Zayin, we finished Mishpat. You think about these days, they give you goosebumps. It's just incredible. The cloud, you look at the last 40 years, how the Siyum and Rambam play out. You couldn't plan this. A computer couldn't figure this out. The preciseness of the Siyumim and the days and so on. In Proseret and Balabato Sharet, in non-Hasidic words, the Rebbe gave us an incredible matana. Just to be honest, Perek Rambam is a Sach Megishmak Yablat. It's easy to understand. You get to the material more quickly. It's very concise, very clear, very crisp. Halach is tricky because every half a line is a new thing. You have to pay close attention. And the Rambam is interesting. The Mishnah Torah Rambam is interesting. It's an interesting statement. It's not boring. And it moves fast. You know, if you don't understand one halach, you make 2 days, you have to do it. It moves very quickly. So you're covering an enormous amount of Torah. You're not spending a lot of hours. Because the Rambam says it's very concisely. But you learn the Rambam, you pay attention. You learn the whole Rambam, and you have a idea more than a kula. It's real. And it's interesting. I once heard from somebody that the Rebbe said to the Yeshiva, also on the Yeshivas, that the Rebbe spoke with Siyum and Rambam. You leave it at Rambam. And the Rebbe said to him that I was cooked in the Rambam. Look at the Mishnah of the Rambam. That means tren. I don't know if he said it in Yiddish or in Hebrew. Tren and tears. You see tears, see emotion. And the Rebbe said, we kumen tren in our Sefer from halachas and Vesach. How do you have emotion in the book of war? I don't know. But this is the Messiah of God. The Rambam is a warm Sefer. It's not a cold Sefer. It's a varm Sefer. And if you have Seichel, you don't just say Rambam, you learn Rambam, and you know Rambam, you have a geschmack in Rambam, you enjoy Rambam, and you love the Torah, which is incredible, incredible enough. And incredible, that's how I feel. Rambam is what the Torah gave us. And if we spend the time learning it properly, it's such a special meal. It feels so good. I was in shul once. I don't necessarily have a Hasidic shul, but they have guys who have all kinds of extremes. So I got up and I said, well, I just told you that you were not going to enjoy to speak at me. Bittul, Kabbalah, sale, schmack, there's no geschmack. I couldn't argue with that, but he's wrong. You learn in Rambam, it's an incredibly delightful meal. It's a very, very special meal. And it's a suit that we have, and of course, also, you don't have to teach the Rebbe, you know, man, that the Rebbe made that kind of Rambam, he was in Chabad. So he went over to the Mendel or a Shalom, and he asked the Mendel if he should learn. People look at Rambam, one page Rambam, and say that I made. So the Mendel told him, I would die. You should do all three. So he told the Rebbe, the Rebbe didn't mean such a suggestion. So the Mendel answered him, Drei Wegen, you can say, 3 ways you can attach yourself to that. That's so beautiful. You're learning Rambam. Every minute you're sitting with the Rambam, you're doing the website, oh, so you connect it to the Rebbe. That's the best thing in the world. I want to say about Teda. We're finishing Sefer Ahava. So there's 2 questions. The beginning of Sefer Ahava, Rambam brings a pasuk. Rambam always has a seder to bring a pasuk in the psich of the Sefer. Sometimes he brings 2, sometimes he brings 3. But in every Sefer, you can take your phone and go outside. Yeah, you can do it outside. I'm interrupting you. You can go outside and talk. You don't got to talk in here. You can go outside and talk. Just the in the race. You go outside. I'm a rude guy. This is why they don't have to speak. The Rambam begins every one of the songs with a pasuk. Sefer Ahava begins with the pasuk Mo'ahat Teirasecha Kalayim. The Sefer Rambam we're finishing now begins Mo'ahat Teirasecha Kalayim Shechasi. Mo'ahat, how much love do I have for the Eibush Torah? Kalayim Shechasi. All day long I'm being to say, hey, I speak and Divrei Torah. So the name of the Sefer is Ahava. And the pasuk that the Rambam reading before is Mo'ahat Teirasecha Kalayim Shechasi. The first guy is Hilchos Talmud Torah is not an average, it's not. Mo'ahat Teirasecha, I love the Torah. Kalayim Shechasi, the frage is, the Rambam doesn't put Hilchos Talmud Torah and Sefer Ahava, even though you can make a good argument that it belongs there. He puts Hilchos Talmud Torah and Sefer Mother. So why does it begin Sefer Ahava, thinking about Torah, Mo'ahat Teirasecha, Kalayim Shechasi? That's the first question. And the second question is, what's the connection between Sefer Ahava and love? What's the connection between Sefer Ahava and love? So I'm going to say Pshat. That's all it says. This is not Torah. It's anything. And so it's not Torah, but the Sefer Ahava has a distinction from all the Sfarim and the whole Mishnah. It doesn't have a single lace. And the entire Sefer Ahava don't have a single law. There's not one thing that the Rambam don't do. He counts the mitzvahs. Now the Rambam works. Sefer Hilchos Shila. It doesn't. Hilchos Ahava. You can say from different halachas. Right. This many halachas. Yesh Beish. Shnei mitzvahs say. Shleisha mitzvahs say. The devil is good. Zaven today. Whatever the mitzvahs are. In the entire Sefer Ahava, don't have a single mitzvah. Just mitzvahs. So you look in Tanya, the Alter Rebbe brings that Avas Hashem and Yidas Hashem I take a mitzvah. Abbas Hashem and Yiras Hashem is the mitzvah. Of the Ramach mitzvah say. But in addition to Ahava, the leader being the Ramach mitzvah say, Ahava need not so big. It's called God's fear. It says in Tanya that when a person does mitzvah, Ahava need a particle of his mitzvahs fly up. So if Rebbe writes in Pei Dalet that Ahavas Hashem is the chaylik of the kingdom of Kol Mitzvah Saseh, U'v'amakayim of the end of all the Shem Avayah, and you can't be the kind of the element of that Ahava. In other words, that the Yishad of the kingdom of Mitzvah Saseh is love. You can't do Mitzvah Saseh properly unless you have Ahavas Hashem. You can't do Mitzvah Leikaseh properly without Yiras Hashem. But Ahavas Hashem is connected to Mitzvah Hashem. So it's interesting that Sefer Ahava does not have a single Leikaseh. And I'm just saying it, that the reason why the Rambam calls this Sefer Ahava, because the Sefer only involves only Ahava. Why? There's no Yid in this Sefer. In this Sefer, you have only Mitzvah Saseh. But to say it in different words, we know a cloud, it's common sense, that you can't be Yid without Ahava without Yid, or the Ahava without Yid, you can't be Yid without both. A bird can't fly with one wing. You can't be Yid either with Ahava or with Yid. But not in everything that you do, you're expressing both. Some parts of your life are the Ahava, some parts of the life are Yira. The idea that in each mitzvah you have both Ahava and both Yira, first of all, it's only in certain mitzvahs, and second of all, it's a high madrege. But some mitzvahs with Ahava, so Sefer Ahava is a book of love. The entire Sefer is describing the love that exists between Yid and Hashem, what he's doing maybe because mitzvahs. In other words, the toytion of Sefer Ahava is that we're expressing our love to Hashem, not our fear. Fear is a different medium. It's very important. It's more important, perhaps. It's more elementary. It comes first. But in the Sefer Ahava, we're expressing our love to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. How do you express love to HaKadosh Baruch Hu? You do what HaKadosh Baruch Hu says. That's Sefer Ahava. That's just a thought about the name of the Sefer. What about the pasuk? So the first tendency is that I'm using this pasuk because he's looking for a pasuk that talks about Ahava. The Rambam is looking for a pasuk to spell out. So this is the pasuk he found. When the Rambam reads the pasuk, the focus is not on the Yukei Sefer. It's in the word Mo'ahav Chavli. Mo'ahav Yukei Sefer. Wie viele Chavli the Leibishter. Mo'ahav Yukei Sefer. Next week is part 8. So we're going to read the pasuk. Mo'ahav Ayel is not a Leibishter. Right? Mo'ahav. There's a reading from Mo'ahav. So the simple pshat of what the Rambam reads this pasuk, as the Kesed is to say for Ahava, because he's focusing on the word Ahava. But you can say other pshatim as well. Sicha goes on tefillah, right? Ein sicha el tefillah. In the previous sefer, you had Torah. In Sefer Mother, you have Torah. So if you say for Mother, you have Torah, so you're going to start to learn Torah before you start to daven. So the more happy to the Sefer means, the more that I have the Torah, which I learned about in Sefer Ahava, results in Kol Hayei Yitzchak, the beginning of Sefer Ahava is tefillah. More happy to the Sefer have a love for the Torah from the Sefer Mother, and therefore Kol Hayei Yitzchak I daven the whole day. Or to say it a little deeper, Kol Hayei Yitzchak it's a very interesting meaning. Everybody knows the story with Rabbi. Everybody knows that Gemara. Rabbi Nachman. Rabbi Nachman was a Gogol Yisrael. He was a tzaddik. He was a kodesh. He was a Torah. The Gemara says of Rabbi Nachman. And Rabbi Nachman said about himself, "Again, I know a baby. I tell him a baby." The Bible, the Talmud says to him, "Leishav et machal chol." So you learn Talmud. The Rebbe says like this. One thing is for sure. Rabbi was wrong. Rabbi was not a baby. Rabbi was a tzaddik. Rabbi was a tzaddik gomer. Rabbi was the aliyah. But the shayla is echt Torah. Rabbi wasn't a shofar. Rabbi wasn't a shakir. Rabbi didn't have low self-esteem. When Rabbi said, "Again, I know a baby," he took a minute. It was Torah Rabbi, but he took a 30 minutes. So the shayla becomes how could Rabbi be such a mistake? So the Rebbe explains. Because Rabbi didn't Torah a whole day. You learn Torah all day, like it says in the first page, right? So he explains that a person learns not the whole day long. His Yetzer Hara, his Neshama speaks. So Rabbi thought he was a baby. Yetzer Hara never bothers him. So the whole day is davening and learning. The whole day is davening and learning. Until the day comes to Bob. But there's a kasha on this. What's the kasha on this? The kasha on this is that this idea that when a person davening, they gotta go to sleep is by davening, not by learning. It's only by davening, it's not by learning. Why? Because when you daven without a yiddah. And when you learn cold. So what does it help if davening play all day long? If learning Torah, they tell us how to sleep. When you daven, you how to sleep. When you learn Torah, you tell us right away. So the HaRambam said that the Rambam's Torah is like most people's feelings. The Rambam's Torah had an echos, had a quality to being on the spell kalayim. The Rambam's Torah was like another person's feeling. In other words, the quality of the Rambam's Torah is like as if he was davening, even though they don't learn it. Right? That's the pshat. Mo ahavti te'lasech kalayim yisichasi. Kalayim yisichasi means when the Yid has sufficient Ahava for the Eibishter, his Torah is like Siyum. His Torah is like tefillah. They say it in different words. The mind of tefillah is hearts, is your heart, is your emotions. But if a person learns Torah, the highest madrega, what's called the Shema, the B'chol Mo'edecha, V'lachir Asay Yacheidim. So then his Torah has the mind of tefillah. That's what I begin to say. That a Yid has to learn Torah in such a way that his Torah to be like tefillah, as a hachana to the Sefer, which is going to speak about tefillah. And the Rambam, of course, brings that tefillah doesn't only mean that we should ask Hashem for our needs. Tefillah also means Avei Shadalei. That we should attack ourselves to HaKadosh Baruch. Okay, so that's my Torah, my Grosh Aleh, the only Shulman does it. Any person who came here is in a very high level. Because it's not the fact you're learning Rambam. You're learning Rambam and you're enjoying Rambam, and it's Thursday night, you're home, and you came out to participate in Siyum. So you're the B'nai Aliyah of Crown Heights, and that's a great for coming. When I thought that we would be here for giving against the problem. So I want to say Yashikayach for your Koch and Torah, Yashikayach for your Koch and Rambam. And we all know, like especially the Yiddish, I wasn't too all the time we spend being Yidden as we're supposed to be is for us. And Hashem should bless us, we should be nachas, we should have tzlacha, we should have nasa, we should be good. And they kids are represented and everyone will go like this Hashem. Amen.
Grace and Shakara from Paltiel. As Aiden read some plugins, I want to mention something that is unbelievable about Rabbi Paltiel Siyum and inside Chassidus. There's not an Indian that you want to get inspired about. There's nothing that he's not passionate about. I don't know the way he prepared the Siyum. And it comes through the recording. I was taking a group of boys, young boys, incredibly motivating to Ukraine. They learned 12 Prakim. And I was thinking, boys, they could stay up the whole night. So, you could bring with them, but you want to prepare them. I put on a tape of Rabbi Paltiel, talking about the Rebbe. Each Rebbe, Mitzvah Rebbe. The kids, I just couldn't sleep either. Mishakar Rabbi Paltiel, the final speaker today, and very, very special to, like the Baal Shem Tov says, to Mashal HaLiver. It's very inspiring when things are picked up from the bottom. We have with us from the Askanim in Crown Heights, from the young Askanim, that not only is involved in communal needs on the technical end and voting, and many of us have heard from him, but also the Guf is Mishata, first of all, and runs, I think the best, together with Ishtatvos in HaRambam daily, and by Rabbi Mendel Groner, Rabbi Mendel Blooming, in Geshem Shul, Rabbi Sruli. Sruli Klappen.
My time slot to speak was about 2.5 hours ago, but with some very important speakers. I told Rabbi Mirabban that I'm not going to be have any kepedes, and I don't have to speak. He felt it was important. There was a convention held in Massachusetts a couple of years ago for a week long on scientists. The convention, the first day had 5,000 people. The second day, not such much of a speaker, there were 4,000 people. Until Thursday, 7, 8 o'clock at night, the hotel convention hall of Mamish is getting less and less and less people already catching flights to go back to their weekend retreats to finish this convention. At 7:45, the last speaker gets up to speak, and he's holding on his first speech ready for a week already. And he looks in the crowd, and there's one guy, and the first thing he does is he starts thanking the last guy that stayed to hear his speech. And while he's giving up all this cover to the guy says, hey, I'm the next speaker. So I think I am the next speaker over here tonight. I have to say, I was born in Crown Heights. I think I'm one of the only people in the world who was born in Crown Heights, in Atlantic Avenue. It's a hospital called Interfaith Medical Center. I actually one time looked at my birth certificate, see the address, and I had a license already, and I drove to see if there's really a hospital there. One for a Hakta building, it says Interfaith. Rumor is, I don't know if it's true, my father's very strong. The doctor my mother used not to like that hospital. I don't know who this guy was. And there was a Siyum in the hallway because it's I think I left the hospital on the virus day. My father denied the cases. But anyways, I just wanted to say that a lot of caution in Yom that go on in the world as time goes on, there's like a chalishus, there's like a little bit of a weakness going on. And I think it's exactly the opposite, the miracle of what's happening in Crown Heights. Because when I grew up in Crown Heights in the early noughts, you're gonna get a WhatsApp tonight that there was a share in somebody's, that there was a share in HaRambam that was going on in some shul, these Flatbush every night that was attended by 900 people. Listen, I'm just saying the way it was. I'm in tune, and I'm in touch with reality. I follow the news. You shouldn't be like me. But I was growing up in Crown Heights, and the Gilman, the Ballad, the Hedgerow. I knew of one Rambam shir that happened in Crown Heights daily, and to get into the shir that the Rabbi Menachem Galitzky did in this Sefer of Yitzchak, you have to be like 96 on oxygen with a respirator. I used to peek inside. I saw. I could be totally wrong. I think Rabbi Holzberg gives us a Yomi shir. We're doing a Rambam shir that Yomi became Rambam became Yomi. That's what I remember. Again, I'm asking for everybody to be much for me when I'm going to get a WhatsApp with 40 Rambam shiurim and I didn't know about them. This is what I grew up. And the Rambam, the Siyum Rambam, I heard it started off in hotels in Manhattan with 25,000 people with champagne and elevators and whatever. And I know a couple of years ago it was in Alitaira, and you couldn't find a cup of seltzer and a piece of sponge cake. But I want to say that the Rambam that's happening in the community today, every single night there's multiple Rambam shiurim happening, and there's these events over here on a Thursday night with the Mamish Kiyad Hamdalah, beautiful, with top-notch speakers. And about a year ago, Rabbi Nachman started a Rambam shir. There's a lot of Haggadah shiurim, and I'm sure they're all doing an outstanding job. But a shul that I go a lot to Menachem Eided and by Yossi Durrell at the Geshem Center shul on Albany between Midwood and Rutland. Every single night there's a shir at 8:30, and I'm here to give positive encouragement and reinforcement. There's around 10-15 people, and anybody that lives in this area of Crown Heights and in East Flatbush, and this area is already past Flatbush, it's the shore of holidays, East Flatbush, but we call ourselves Crown Heights, people that live in that area. This is an amazing shir. The Maggid shir, Rabbi Mendel Blooming is his father's a big dog, his dad is Rabbi Howard is a big dog. Then HaRambam is, we're talking about the Mishneh Mishana, gives a very beautiful shir in English, concise, sharp. I'm not going to say I come every single night. I'm not going to say I come every night on time. But after a beautiful event like this, it gives a stolz, and it gives you a motivation that you should want to come to this year. And there's the guy didn't say how was just to say, there's a guy sponsors twice a week a platter of sushi. Sundays is always sushi, and another night of the week is also sushi, but that's a surprise night. Mandy Engel is in charge of the sushi. Maybe if you WhatsApp him, we'll give you private info when the thing. And there's another young man over there, I don't know who pays for what. I don't want to start politics. We have enough. But they also give every single night cold, freezing, and not Perrier de seltzer, the Perrier de sodas, the sodas. I think it's like 2% juice, so they're healthy. They're loaded with calories, but they're very good drinks. So they make it, and he always it doesn't go past 9 o'clock. So you come at 8:30 to 9 o'clock. It's very. I told him a very chashuv enough. I told him I'm going to be speaking tonight for under 3 minutes. I said I need something very short and concise. So he told me that. Baltil's not here to slow me up. I can say with confidence. He said that if you look into this Menachem and Rebbe, 100 volumes of Kurdish, he says the most common theme, you put it into like these searches on the Google and I'll find the most thing, that Rebbe says one particular line, hope you're not all laughing, maybe somebody said it before me. The most common thing that the Rebbe said from Rishvan Kapshin Yudalef until Eisata is not Mashiach. Again, everything is tied to Beis Mashiach and the famous Sefer and Beis, where the Rebbe says that every single mitzvah is Koil and Shluch, so I'll be Beis Mashiach. I'm not know what's happening here tonight. I'm telling you, the most common thread in the entire Sefer Kurdish from the Rebbe ever said is Haysafa B'Limud HaTorah. So if people are already doing Rambam daily, if you start learning it with more Mefarshim, if you're already learning Rambam with Mefarshim, the Rebbe spoke about in the booklets that they gave out, that the Rebbe made a klach that they should learn Rambam in Basara. I saw you saying it in a different thing. Said that the Rebbe talked about learning Rambam by Basara, and with a million. So, and also the people that are going to the Siyum Rambam, the Maggidei Siyum are working so hard, all of them. And like some of the other speakers said that you could read it like in the Kedav Rambam, the Maggidei Siyum are putting a lot of blood and sweat that people should come to the Siyum. And the more people that come, it's a fact. I know when you make events, the more people that come, the more you are inspired to do a better job. And I want to give a very special bracha to all the people that go to the shiurim and all the Maggidei shiurim and all the people that make it a possibility to happen. Rabbi Rachban is doing an incredible job, like other people already said. There's the tent and fish, shiurim, siyumim, mitzvahs, things are flying all over the place. I once heard somebody say that the Gemara says that Rebbe is Mechayiv Ashirim, and Mechayiv Anim is Hillel, is Mechayiv Anim. And this particular guy said that our school is going to throw everybody in Gehenna, because everybody could open up a book and start learning. It's English and they sell it in Judaic world for $10. But in Crown Heights, the person from the people that's being Mechayiv anybody, that every single night a person has the option to go to multiple beautiful shiurim in English, I know for sure. Hebrew, I think the Herzl lives in Hebrew. The Herzl, Yiddish for sure. Who? Is the shir Yiddish and Amba? Oh. Maybe Rappaport. In English, for sure in English. Maybe Rappaport. The therapist, yeah. In English, yeah. Wherever you live, yeah, in English. So the kids, we all have the chaylis and the opportunity to go to these shiurim that are being arranged to Ergin Torah. And if you don't go until now, you should start going. And I'm probably leaving out a few years but other people said it. But Rabbi Afson is the work Rabbi Afson is doing. A couple of years ago, he texted me. What's that mean? That there's like 83 shiur, 83 shiur. How many? 80, I think he said 80, I don't know, whatever. But and everybody's trying to like message people like you have a show, another show, we're trying to arrange this. How do you get in touch? And I never read somebody else said it. He said it's everything is so easy until you have to do it. But when you want to get a message across the entire community, it's through the shows, because everybody goes to the show. Obviously. So to getting through the shul, and during COVID, there were medical things. Baruch Hashem, we're way past that. Don't tell Fauci, we're way past that. That's already where it's already done. If it's not done, I officially ended it. But during the height of it, there was a lot of medical things that were going on. The shuls had to have a unified front, And the Rabbi Achsen, I know I'm coming to Johnny Wake coming over here, but at the time, he was arranging a lot of important things on a day-to-day level. And probably the shuls that when they opened, it was because, I believe it was because of Rabbi Achsen speaking to all the doctors and getting with the government and getting meetings and deciding, and I don't know that HaRambam thing over here, but it was very important. And if you were involved in a shul, nobody wanted to take advice for anything. It sounds all, this, that. When you want to make a decision about opening, not opening, masks, no masks, and getting the supplies and getting the papers, the PDF, again, it's time. It's a lot of time. And I know we say this in davening, but we say every single davening, so everybody that arranges tonight's event, and the Rabbi for the Shiyur event, Rabbi Yuzevich for all the events he makes, and all the Magidei Shiyurim on the front row and the center stage. The Rebbe should be Mishalom Schodom, the Pshutre, the Gashmi, the Baruchni, the Bonet Chai, the Zay, the Bishop Bakro, Mikro Phil.
Oh wow, that's really. I just want to be right and conclude. We all came here to be inspired, to learn Rambam with more chayis and strengthen our dedication, to give us the final boost, to remember the way Rambam is making after the Rebbe. We all know it's a very famous Tzav but today always have it being in Echa. When they wrote the Tobits of the Rebbe in the beginning of the Ayyim Yom, so they wrote every year what the Rebbe was moisid, and they wrote in Tafshin Daled Mem that the Rebbe is ma'oire that people should be mishtadel lil moed shloisha prakim every day, the whole yom. The only Haggadah the Rebbe took out is mishtadel. Pashat lil moed shloisha prakim. I'm going to start with some perusim to get the job done. So let us all thank all those that make it possible, like everyone mentioned again and again. And without mentioning the pandemic, I have no suffix with that the reason why we were able to move forward, I'm saying in the midst of Mishnah, but the fact is that the tremendous insiders that came last year, at the beginning of the year, and I'm sure had its hashpah, the Rebbe mentioned multiple times. It says that Pas Shachris, the Gemara says that Pas Shachris is Mylin Pei Gimel Choylon. If a person eats bread and Kitin Shomayim, Chamin, Kitin Shomayim, it eliminates 83 Choylon, 83 sicknesses. And the Rebbe was Mitzayim, it's a himmel with the thing. Gemara says Pas Shachris eliminates. The Rebbe says, yes, loymer, the fact that the Rambam has Pei Gimel halachas, Pei Gimel in set of halachas. Okay, it's milah, it's brachas, it's Shabbos, remember, Zaydarim. So the fact that the Rambam has these Pei Gimel that eliminates the Pei Gimel chayline, the Rebbe gives it attributes to schools of Parnasa and of Gizun and of Nachas, or people Shidduchim. So all the Yidden that are learning Rambam, and I think all the brachas that is really bestowed upon those that are pulling everything together, that should be chal on any year that opens the Rambam and is the kind of sakana that eliminates his house. And together with that, and just to make it practical, we were zeicha to have this year, Gimel Tam was launched for the 40th Matzler, and an unbelievable app. And this is all thanks to Rav Shlomo Greenwald. An unbelievable app. That even if you fell asleep, you can possibly go back to the halacha where you did remember, and the audio jumps back. There's no more touching, and it's just clear. Choose the house speed. I know everybody loves it, whatever mic chair they like, but a little smelly can together. You choose how quick you want it to go, when you want it to stop, exactly the size of the text. Unbelievable app, and the amount of effort that goes on behind the scenes is also tremendous. It's ongoing energy and it's ongoing investment of Rav Shlomo Greenwald, and we all have tremendous akaras chaim together that we should all be like a little bit of listen and last kind and be zoichet to this galus of the Rebbe. And like we always, like you see on the booklet, the Rebbe dreist us with HaRambam. I'm sure the Rebbe will have tremendous nachas ruach greeting. When we greet the Rebbe finds us in the middle of learning Rambam. I don't know if you need a Sefer or your Rambam app, but as the conflict in Rambam, Chaim L'Chaim, we go to Shlema now. Grace and Shekayah all the time.
So